Caitlin Clark done turned up on you. Caitlin Clark put on a spectacular show. Chef's Kiss versus the Seattle Storm. Oh yeah, I put on my shirt and tie because damn it, we mean business.
What's up?
Caitlin Clark, masterclass of beauty, perfection, a 45-point double, a 45-point double.
See you tomorrow.
Woo!
Let's go. Dubs in the chat, baby. Come on. Fever dub! NC's career high, period.
What if one unforgettable night completely changed the conversation around Caitlin Clark? For weeks, critics questioned her shooting, wondered if her recent injury had slowed her down, and debated whether WNBA defenses had finally discovered the blueprint to stop her. Every missed shot became a headline. Every game sparked another argument, and the pressure only continued to grow. Then came a nationally watched showdown against the Seattle Storm, and Clark responded in a way that nobody could ignore. She didn't just have a great game. She delivered one of the most unforgettable performances in WNBA history, shattered multiple records, led a dramatic comeback, and reminded everyone why she's considered one of the biggest stars in basketball. Even Stephen A. Smith praised the performance, saying moments like this are exactly why Clark continues to dominate sports conversations across the country. But while everyone is focused on the record-breaking numbers, there's an even bigger reason this game could become one of the defining moments of her career. And what happened next made the entire basketball world realize this was far more than just another incredible performance. The pressure on Caitlin Clark had never been higher. After returning from a back injury, she wasn't playing at the level fans had come to expect, and every cold shooting night became national news. Critics claimed the league had finally figured her out, while others questioned whether she was still dealing with the effects of the injury. Social media exploded with debates after every game, and sports shows, including discussions featuring Stephen A. Smith, kept asking the same question. Could Clark still dominate against elite WNBA defenses? Then, against the Seattle Storm, she gave the only answer that mattered. Clark caught fire from the opening minutes, knocking down deep three-pointers, attacking the rim without hesitation, and controlling the pace of the game like a seasoned veteran. Before the final buzzer, she had rewritten the record books by becoming the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 200 career three-pointers, accomplishing the feat in just 74 games and breaking Katie Smith's long-standing record. But as historic as that milestone was, it turned out to be only the beginning of a night that would leave fans and analysts completely stunned. Breaking the three-point record was impressive, but what happened afterward made the night truly unforgettable. Instead of slowing down after reaching the milestone, Clark kept attacking. She was scoring from well beyond the arc, slicing through defenders, and finding teammates for easy baskets whenever Seattle tried to trap her. Every defensive adjustment seemed to create another opportunity for Indiana. By the end of the night, Clark had piled up 45 points, 10 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks, and 6 made three-pointers while setting a new Indiana Fever franchise scoring record. It also became the first 40-point, 10-assist performance in WNBA history, proving this wasn't just a shooting clinic. It was one of the most complete games the league had ever witnessed. But the biggest test was still waiting in the final minutes. Seattle refused to let the game slip away quietly. After falling behind earlier, the Storm stormed back and eventually grabbed the momentum late in the fourth quarter. Suddenly, Indiana found itself trailing, and all the excitement surrounding Clark's record was in danger of ending in disappointment. This was the exact type of situation where superstars are expected to take over. Instead of forcing bad shots, Clark stayed patient, controlled the offense, and waited for the perfect moment to strike. Then, with the pressure at its highest, she completely flipped the game on its head. Clark's fourth quarter was nothing short of spectacular. She poured in 16 points during the final period and delivered winning plays on both ends of the floor. One of the biggest moments came when Seattle appeared to have an easy fast break layup in a tie game. Clark sprinted back, timed her jump perfectly, and blocked the shot, saving 2 crucial points. Moments later, she buried a clutch three-pointer from the left wing that gave Indiana the lead, before calmly knocking down 4 pressure-packed free throws in the closing seconds. It wasn't just scoring, it was leadership, composure, and complete control when everything was on the line. And that's exactly why so many analysts started viewing this performance differently. Following the game, praise came from every direction. Stephanie White described Clark's stat line as almost impossible to believe, while basketball analysts couldn't stop comparing the performance to some of the greatest individual games in league history. Stephen A. Smith also applauded Clark's ability to answer criticism with results instead of words, arguing that nights like this are why she remains one of the biggest attractions in all of sports. Even longtime critics admitted that breaking records while carrying a team to victory is something very few players can consistently do. But beyond the headlines, this game also highlighted how much Clark's overall game has evolved. For a long time, many people labeled Clark as simply a long-range shooter. This performance completely destroyed that narrative. She attacked the basket, earned frequent trips to the free throw line, created open looks for teammates, defended with intensity, and controlled the game's tempo from start to finish. Seattle threw different defenders, traps, and physical pressure at her, yet nothing seemed to slow her down. Her shooting stretched the defense so far from the basket that driving lanes opened for everyone else, showing why her impact goes far beyond the points she scores. That complete offensive package is becoming one of the biggest challenges for every team in the WNBA. Perhaps the most impressive part of the night was the timing. Clark entered the game after several difficult shooting performances that had fueled endless debates across television and social media. Instead of allowing doubt to creep into her game, she trusted her preparation and kept shooting with confidence. Great shooters aren't remembered because they never miss. They're remembered because they never stop believing after they miss. Clark's response showed exactly why elite athletes separate themselves from everyone else. She turned one of her toughest stretches into one of the greatest nights of her young career, and suddenly the conversation around her changed completely. The scary part for the rest of the league is that Clark is still only at the beginning of her career. Reaching 200 career three-pointers in just 74 games and becoming the fastest player to 600 assists are milestones that normally take years longer to achieve. Every new record raises expectations even higher, but it also inspires the next generation of players to expand their range, play faster, and become more creative. Whether people cheer for her or root against her, one thing is becoming impossible to ignore. Caitlin Clark is helping redefine what elite guard play looks like in the modern WNBA. And if this pace continues, today's records may only be the beginning. When the final buzzer sounded, there was no question who owned the night. Caitlin Clark finished with an incredible 45 points, 10 assists, 6 made three-pointers, for steals, 2 blocks, and a dramatic comeback win over the Seattle Storm. Along the way, she became the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 200 career three-pointers, set a new Indiana Fever franchise scoring record, and recorded the league's first ever 40-point, 10-assist game. But the biggest story wasn't just the numbers. It was how she answered every doubt surrounding her game. After weeks of criticism about her shooting, her health, and whether defenses had finally figured her out, Clark responded in the best way possible, by letting her performance speak for itself. Even Stephen A. Smith praised the way she embraced the moment, proving once again why she's one of the biggest stars in basketball. What's even more remarkable is that all of this happened in just her 74th WNBA game. While most players spend years chasing milestones like these, Clark continues rewriting the record books at an unbelievable pace. Whether you support her or not, it's becoming impossible to ignore the impact she's having on the league. Now the only question is, has Caitlin Clark already become the greatest three-point threat in WNBA history? Or is her biggest chapter still waiting to be written? At the pace she's moving, it feels like every time Caitlin Clark steps onto the court, another piece of WNBA history is in danger of falling. Whether you believe she's already the greatest three-point threat the league has ever seen or think she still has more to prove, one thing is becoming impossible to deny. She's changing the game before our eyes. The records keep falling, the debates keep growing, and the spotlight on her only gets bigger with every performance. So now we want to hear from you. Is Caitlin Clark already on the path to becoming one of the greatest players in WNBA history? Or is her most unforgettable moment still yet to come? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation respectful. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, And turn on notifications so you never miss the biggest WNBA stories, record-breaking performances, and the latest updates as Caitlin Clark continues to rewrite the history books.